Welcome to the Evolving But Backwards podcast.
Hello and welcome to Evolving But Backwards. My name is Joey.
My name is Marios.
Papa.
Papa something.
There you go.
Can we stop with this shit in every episode?
Ochi, Papa something. It's a meme now.
Welcome to episode 8 of our beautiful podcast. For the topic of the day, let me ask you something, Joy.
Yeah, ask.
You know, in the United States, there's an area called 51. Do aliens live there?
Of course they do, obviously.
And what about JFK? Was the CIA involved?
Inside job, I can smell it from here.
And for Princess Diana, I think there was something wrong with the car, right?
They killed her.
And last but not least, what about 9/11?
I hold no comment regarding the subject.
Today's episode is conspiracy theories part 2. It has been so far the best episode we had in the podcast with the most views. Thank you guys. This is part 2.
Many ευχαριστώς.
Many ευχαριστώς, many παρακαλώς.
Many παρακαλώς.
Also, we went through some comments that you have sent us, and they were very heartwarming, I'm gonna say, very cute throughout the Q&As that we have had on the episodes. Thank you everyone for your comments. Papa, we're so famous, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm still waiting for some hate comments. It can't all be love, like realistically speaking. Not to Marios, but for me. Send me hate comments.
No.
Okay.
You're too cute.
Okay.
And on the last episode, I said we had like 450. Now we're close to like 500.
I really can't believe you all listen to this. Thank you. Like, what the fuck?
Like, for real, thank you. Like, when we first started, we're like, we're going to get 100 listeners.
I'm like, whee!
And now we're like 500, and we're like, we're going to reach 1,000 soon. And then the sponsors. Also, in this episode, you're going to listen to my voice like shit. Because last week I've been sick. I think the flu or something.
You're not sick. Don't you know what they say in Greece? A Greek told me this.
Who Greek told you that?
We'll discuss this later. A sick person is the one who makes love to his sister. What you are, my friend, is ill. You want to know who told me this?
Spoken like a true Greek.
His name was Marios Papa something. I don't remember the last name.
For the Greeks, if someone says that I'm sick, είμαι άρρωστος. Άρρωστος είναι αυτός που άμα την αδερφή του.
Ναι, επόμενη
Το που
στάση.
είσαι είναι ασθενής. Right?
Περίμενε, λοιπόν.
Για χαραντάν.
Για χαραντάν, ρε.
By the way, you have ruined me. Every time that I want to say terribly something, the first thing that comes to mind, terribly συγγνώμη. Terribly συγγνώμη.
It's so satisfying.
Like, for real, I want to say terribly something, and the first thing that comes to mind is terribly συγγνώμη.
Go for it. Don't hold it in. Let it out. Let it out.
And like when we start making merch,
we have to go with terribly συγγνώμη.
Terribly συγγνώμη for sure. Okay, also a small preview, let's say.
Yeah.
Sneak peek
of what's to come.
Today is like the 8th episode, which is like soon we're gonna have the 10th episode. What the fuck? Anyway, we are planning on keeping you company until like before summer.
Correct.
So we're planning on, let's say, up until like 15 episodes, give or take. Maybe we're gonna have a special one. Maybe we're gonna have a bit less because also depends on our vacation and plans. But we think we're gonna have a few more episodes until close to the end of May. We will let you know. Then for summer we're gonna chill and go party and la la la.
Correct.
And then from September, slowly but steadily, we'll inform you on social media to start the second season, which we will try to also have video.
And it's gonna be an upgraded version of what we do now. Expect media, videos, pictures,
drones,
behind the scenes footage, all that good shit, you know? Too much?
Too much.
Okay.
Also, we need to record because I'm gonna go to Japan for 2 weeks. So
Japan, Osaka, Kawaii.
See. Okay, let's start with today's episode. For conspiracy theories, first of all, I want to say that because we're going to include 3 conspiracies we've talked about before that are a bit sensitive on the matter, Of course, we want to say that this is made for comedic purposes in the sense that, okay, a lot of people died. And they're very serious matters.
Correct.
It doesn't matter whether we believe or not if it was a conspiracy theory. In the end of the day, we are going to talk about deaths, which is not very fun. It's going to be a fun episode in the sense that, okay, you've heard the first one, it's conspiracy theories. But again, no disrespect on the actual topic and what happened.
We're just going to discuss what some people have said.
What are the conspiracy theories around that and whether we believe it or not.
Correct.
Because again, okay, whether I believe that, I don't know, there are microchips in COVID vaccines.
We're going to get flagged again. Oh my God.
But there are, Bill Gates, right?
Winky.
Still, it doesn't change the fact that, okay, a lot of people would die. And just want to have this as a small disclaimer before we start the episode.
Well said.
Right?
So well
At
said.
the top of my head.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
now, let's start. Joy, talk to me about Area 51. What is Area 51? Why 51 and not 52?
Okay, wait. Perimene. I don't know why, but it's not actually officially called Area 51. So I'll give you a very, very small introduction, brief overview of what Area 51 is. Area 51 is in it's a place location located about 83 kilometers from Arizona in the United States of America. It's basically in the desert, and there's been long-lasting conspiracy theories that this location in the middle of the desert, more or less, is a hotspot for aliens. So what people say is, you have so much security, blah, 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 la, la, la. You say this is for the military and you do military research and all of that, but you ain't gonna pull one over my head. It's aliens, of course.
What's up with this accent? What the fuck?
I went all southern. I don't know, y'all. It just came to me. I didn't do it on purpose. No joke. I didn't do it on purpose.
Really, your accent just started changing while you were speaking. I think the moment you said Texas, boom. Where is your gun?
I've had a long lasting fascination and obsession with having an authentic southern accent, but it's never really materialized, unfortunately.
Are you from the south of Lebanon, at least?
No, not even. From the north.
Even.
From the north. Okay, what can we do? All right, I'll try to stop the accent, all right? Terribly signal me. So, yeah, a lot of people say, it's UFO study facility, and you have aliens somewhere deep down within the trenches of that area. All right, so this is the very, very long-lasting conspiracy theory. So they also say that beneath that desert, in that area, which is highly protected by drones, security, physical security, actual people, military people guarding that area, excuse me, and also digital security, for lack of a better term, it's monitored 24/7. So it's it's one of the most secure areas in the world, actually. No joke.
Καλά, more secure than something in Greece? No way.
No, impossible.
Anything in Greece, you can think of, I don't know, a post office in Greece.
Impossible to infiltrate.
Exactly. We are high-tech security in Greece.
So nothing in comparison to a Greek security, but okay, we have to think outside of the Greek realm because who can compare? So
we need to step it a bit down so we can discuss.
So they say there are actually tunnels beneath the Area 51, which is filled with secret labs, and there the U.S. government holds aliens hostages, and they make some weird ass experiments on them. I hope it's nothing kinky, because no, but you never know.
I've heard a lot of times the word probe and probing,
and all the wrong or right places depending on the situation.
Exactly. As we say in Greek again, when you eat a cucumber, does it refresh you? How do we say it? Wait.
I feel like this can go nowhere, right?
Fuck. Wait. Wait. How do I say sorry in English? Write down in the comments.
Okay. Moving on. Epomenestasi.
When you eat a cucumber, do you struggle or are you getting refreshed? That's the English translation I can give.
That's funny. All right. So, fun fact about that area as well. For the longest time, the U.S. government didn't actually acknowledge the existence of Area 51. It didn't.
It's all lies.
It exists. It's there. It beckons. All right. So, sorry, that was really weird. Signal me. So, yeah, the U.S. Terribly signal me. They didn't acknowledge the existence of that area. Okay, so they're like, oh no, shy kawaii face, it's not there. So in actual recent years, the government acknowledged, okay, there's Area 51, but hey guys, it's not filled with aliens and we don't have UFOs flying over there all the time. But wait, remember what I said now? Because later on, you're gonna be like, whoa, they're gonna kind of backtrack on that statement. Stay tuned. So that area has been notorious for actual UFO sightings. Okay, so a lot of people in that area say, I saw this flying saucer, I saw an alien spaceship, that kind of thing. Now, of course, you can look at this two ways. Either indeed it's such a hotspot for UFOs and you can go there and see something, but keep in mind as well that usually the imagination runs wild. The human mind is such a powerful tool.
What about your vocabulary? Chills, literal chills, malaka.
Bless you. What can I do? I have a cornucopia of words. Anyway.
What?
A cornucopia.
What's cornucopia?
An abundance, a plethora.
Like, it literally sounded like you were saying Barbie cornucopia, and it's like a Barbie movie or something.
No, it's an actual word, I swear.
Cornucopia.
It's like plethora.
First of all, plethora is Greek, so shut the fuck up, bitch.
Of course.
That you're gonna flex on with a Greek word. But what is cornucopia, Malak? I've never heard it. It sounds like a super made up word.
No,
it's
look.
literally like you made it up right now.
Cornucopia. Cornucopia, also called the horn of plenty, was a symbol of abundance.
In classical
antiquity, the cornucopia, from Latin cornu and copia,
also called the horn of plenty, was a symbol of abundance and nourishment. Commonly large horn-shaped container. Okay, but do people use that in sentences?
Correct, because that cornucopia, which is an actual item, became a symbol of a lot, of something that is plentiful.
And again, this is Greek.
Sure.
Mythology.
Of course.
Papa Malaka, you try to flex to a Greek with Greek shit.
Where you didn't know it yourself.
Get fucked. Anyway.
Who got fucked?
Anyway.
Telos padon. I learned the other day, plaka means fun. So plaka square is fun square. No, it's a lie.
Not really. Like plaka.
Polyplaka. A lot of fun.
Yes. Like, it's weird to translate. Like, plaka doesn't mean fun exactly, but let's say that it does. But plaka also means like tile.
Oh, no, they told me this as well, so they didn't lie to me. They told me it can be used in both senses.
Yes, it really is out of... Like, Greek is super based on context, what you're going to say. So in the center, plaka, under the Acropolis, not because we have fun there. It's because of tiles and shit.
Oh, the beautiful white tiles.
The marbles of...
of ancient Greece. And that's all its glory.
Anyway.
I don't even remember what I was saying. I remember. So yes, so a lot of people, we don't know actually. I've never been there. Have you been there, Marius Papa something?
A lot of times.
Oh,
in my sleep.
Oh, beautiful. All right, so we don't know if there's actually a lot of sightings or if it's just, that effect where people think that you're going to go see there and they're not actually actively lying. It's just the mind is really a powerful tool. So sometimes they would see a light in the sky and they're like, UFO, We're all prone to this. It's not like they're dumb or anything like this. We're all prone to this.
Probed to this.
We're all probed to this. All right, so the actual area around Area 51 has become kind of a tourist attraction. And the highway next to that area is called extraterrestrial highway. Not just that, a lot of people, actually, it's a tourist destination, not even just for Americans, for foreigners going to the country.
I would go.
I would go like in a heartbeat. You can buy paraphernalia and memorabilia from around that area. So it's become like a legit tourist destination where, it has its own economy and everything like that. All right. What else do I want to tell you? We've had a lot of people who have actually worked in that area and that in the industry. I'm guessing a lot of them had NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, but of what they've said.
And I'm sure they all had some cornucopia with them or something to
And
protect them.
and a lot of probes with cucumbers. Anyway, τέλος πάντων, a lot of them have not outright said, oh yes, the US government is poking around aliens with the... Anyway, I'm not gonna go there again.
With their dick.
Oh my god. All right.
I like we got super sexual.
What the fuck? Yeah, let's keep it PG. We have listeners under 18. No, we don't.
If would sponsor us, and we're gonna stop being bad boys.
And if eFood, you don't want to sponsor us, Walt, I'm looking at you. Walt, you know you're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Okay, anyway. It's true. Okay, so what they have claimed is strange occurrences and weird phenomena. They said about some sort of weird experiences that they were seeing. Things were weird, like these lights were flashing uncontrollably. So they did give statements about weird things happening. They never outright said that, hey, this is alien facility or anything like this. Still, it still prevails to this day. And a fun fact for you, a couple of years ago, I think it was around 2019, there was a Facebook group called Storm Area 51. This absolutely went viral. Do you remember it?
Malaka, I remember it. I was working like night shifts and shit, and I was hanging out with some colleagues, and we were talking about that. And it was also at the time super famous, a guy that did the Naruto run.
Yeah.
Like there were reports on Area 51 recording people, and there was a guy like doing the Naruto run, and they were like super famous. Like it went viral, but then in the end, not a lot of people went to the raid.
No, wait, exactly. No, but actually, more or less, no.
But like 30 people went.
But there were thousands. I think I'm not sure about the official number, but it was really thousands of people. I joined that group.
Me too. Do you think that the US like military was getting ready for a raid?
Wait, περίμενε λοιπόν.
Like genuine question.
Genuine answer.
Okay.
That facility put out an official statement that if anybody tries to infiltrate, because that group got so much traction, it became insanely popular. I'm talking thousands and thousands and thousands of people joined it. So they took it seriously, which they should, to be honest.
I mean, yes.
They put out an official statement that if anybody tries to infiltrate this area, again, highly secure area, military area, super like no access. You can see signs that says, do not enter this area. It's a restricted military government base. If anybody tried to infiltrate it, they will take all the necessary measures to protect the base. So basically, they said in a very appropriate way, we're
gonna kill you.
We will shoot and we won't think twice about it. And it's not like those signs where beware of the dog and they have a chihuahua. Ellare file mu mare. They have guns and they will use them. More? Okay, I'm learning.
But you said it very...
naturally,
yeah,
no?
you would say more, it would have been perfect.
Really, I just need 35 more years and I'm gonna speak basic Greek. So, yeah.
Oh, Malaga, you've been here for 2 years now. More than 2
More,
years.
3.
Maybe more.
I know 3. Wait. 2019, 20.
I know you for a year and a half, and I remember when I met you, you told me you were 2 years and a half.
Wait.
So
2019.
4 years, Malaga.
2019 July. 2020, 2021, 2020. Yeah, I will finish my 4th year this year. In July, it will be my 4th year. What can I tell you? Anyway, I speak 4 languages. I don't need a 5th. Hola, kala.
You don't want the most ancient, the best one.
I think I'm fine.
Bitch.
All right. To finish off this topic, I'm just going to say something. That while the government has always consistently said, no, there's no aliens, no, there's no nothing, no, there's no nothing. In 2019, actually, the US Navy confirmed that there were some videos circulating on the internet about some flying objects. Keep in mind, flying objects don't necessarily mean you like aliens.
You have an unidentified flying object, like it's literally in the name.
Ciento, right? But what they confirmed, the US Navy confirmed that 2 videos were actually real and were actually recorded by the Navy pilots in 2004 and 2015. Okay, the Navy obviously did not confirm they were aliens, but they said we don't know what they are. Fun fact though, if you watch those videos, which you can find on YouTube, the Navy pilots were in absolute awe of the thing they were seeing. And I really would recommend you go watch it. I'm not saying they're aliens. I'm just saying, sure as fuck, they look like aliens to me.
I watched the videos, like the thing that it
Mind-blowing.
was like going super fast and shit.
Yeah.
The debunking is that the object was probably stable. What you see moving around is the background because of the aircraft flying fast.
Listen, maybe. I don't know the scientific reason behind it. But
Do you believe in aliens?
yes, I believe in
Do
aliens.
you believe that there are alien secret information in Area 51? Do you think they have this sorcerer that crashed in the 50s in the state and they have this alien there torturing him here and figuring out what the fuck is going on?
Yes.
You do?
I think.
I also do.
I think, yes. Again, obviously, I have no proof. I'm not going to go say 100%. My personal opinion with my personal biases, yes. I think there's something there. I would love, please, if you are hearing me, United States of America, I am a
If there's
very,
anyone with any information,
yes, first of all,
we are not going to tell anyone, just satisfy our curiosity.
correct. Email us at PM us. Put it in the Q&A that we put at the end of the episode. Write it there. If you have some information.
I'm sure they have and they will share it with us.
I-
First of all, we're super famous, so we can expose
Super.
them.
True.
We can literally like throw the government in.
Because we're not super famous, guys, we're the people to come to. All the mainstream podcasters, they're corrupt. The government has them in their pocket.
They reached out to us and they asked us to join them, and we were like,
Oh, he. Like, no.
true story though. But we need to check that email.
Yes.
Anyway.
We did get reached out by somebody.
Our friend that you sent us the email, we haven't had the time to check it out. If you listen to us, just give us some time. We're gonna get there. We're very busy.
All right, so we agree. You agree aliens exist?
Yes, I agree. Area 51 is fishy as fuck.
AF.
AF.
Sus.
Super sus. And now that we are done with this boys topic, let's go into the more manly stuff.
Jesus fucking Christ, Marius. Honestly, Jesus fucking Christ.
Ella, don't be jealous, as my girlfriend would say.
I'm not jealous.
The Swedish, and again, hello Sweden.
Tak tak.
Tak, tak.
Many tak taks.
It's
to
so
you.
fun that you cannot easily pronounce J. You know that they are not gonna say immediately jeans.
What would they call me if not Joey? Joey?
Yes.
Like the Spanish. In Spain, everybody called me Joey. I'm like,
But so funny because like
it's kawaii. It's
yeah,
cute.
it's super cute, and my girlfriend's like, my jeans, the job, and then she realized that she said it in a Swedish way, and we're just laughing. Anyway,
And the hus.
so JFK.
Sorry, I had to say, you're laughing in the hus.
Yes, why?
It's my favorite new word, hus.
Who's?
Hus?
You know why we start with this who's? Because I have a Swedish motorcycle, which in Greek we call husvarna. That's how we say it in Greece. We say husvarna. And then my girlfriend was like, she couldn't understand what I'm saying. And I saw her the bike. It's like, a Husqvarna. And I'm like, sure. So as I was trying to pop on my voice, I'm sorry. I was trying to say it properly in Swedish. And because I learned to say Husqvarna, I hope you're going to listen to it and tell me, bravo, good job. I kept the hus. Because Husqvarna means, I said in Greek now, it means like house, and Varna is like
Because they basically call everything hus. A hospital
Yes,
is a
I
hus.
told you.
You told me, I
that
know.
you drive and you see an office. A beautiful hus.
What a hus.
So now I use hus all the time. In any case,
Tell us, pardon.
now we have a hus.
Ne?
JFK doesn't have his brain in his head.
No. You're going to hell, Malika. You're going to hell. Oh, no. I don't know what to say after that. Tell us, pardon. Tell us about JFK, Marius.
I'm sorry, but it felt really funny.
It was like appropriate, though.
It
It
was.
was appropriate.
It was appropriate.
It felt very natural. That's all I can. All I can.
Don't cancel us. Thank you. Anyway, I'm not gonna get cancelled for it though. It was maybe a bit
Enough time has passed. I think you're fine.
70 years later.
70 years. I mean, we can laugh about it. It's okay.
Okay,
Nah.
now, Popo, Mari, calm down. You got this. The assassination of JFK. Joy, can you please stop laughing?
Sorry. Signal me. Terribly signal me. Oh my God, that was funny. Anyway, yes. I will stop laughing. Sorry.
How chill is this episode? What the
It's
fuck?
very chill. It's very casual.
Okay. The assassination of JFK, we all should kind of know what happened. I mean, he was a president of the United States that got shot in the head in broad daylight in the car while he was in Dallas, Texas.
Texas,
I
baby.
think, if I'm not mistaken. My memory can be a bit mischievous. Oh, what a
What vocabulary.
what a cornucopia vocabulary. So, in 1963, I mean, JFK was a very beloved president, to be honest, for the United States. Like, people loved him, and he was like a very handsome, young, radical president to change a lot of shit. Which every time someone is young and radical and wants to change shit, they usually join the club of 27. So, makes sense. Which, if you think about it now in retrospect, like imagine 2023, because again, we're talking about 63, but 63 at the time was 2023. If you can understand the meaning.
Yeah.
Imagine like today having a president killed. And remember that the last time that this happened was what? Lincoln? Like 100 years before or something.
It never happens because they have secret, what do you call them? Like their security, what is it called?
Yes. CIA?
No. Like the president has basically security, I forgot their name, Secret Service.
Yes.
Even after they retire. So for something like this to happen, popo malaka.
So Greek. Exactly. Like it's not a common thing for a president to die in broad daylight. So like I think apart from the conspiracy, like of the fact that it happened, it's super weird and fucked up that it happened. Like I cannot think of if this would happen today to our prime minister. That would be so weird and bad to happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen commonly anymore. Yeah, it's very out of the blue. Like, when's the last time that you heard President Kennedy? When's the last time you heard? It doesn't happen, you know? All the modern presidents, prime minister are super well protected. This is what you're trying to say, I think.
Exactly what I'm trying to say. So it would be super weird if this would happen today. Like, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't be able to, like, comprehend exactly that it actually happened. So, November 22nd, which is actually my birthday, 1963.
You're so old.
I was born. Karaoke, it was like...
You don't look a day younger than 20.
Thank you so much that I cut down my beard. Anyway, so on my birthday, but on 63, like a few years before I came into existence, I was still in my father's balls, as my father would say. He literally says that every time. When I was your age, you were doing this and you were in my balls. Okay, Dad.
Beautiful sentiment.
Thank you. So, he died. He went, and the fun fact, if you can call it that, the poetic, not justice, a weird fact that on that day he went to Dallas because there was some kind of, Popo, I need to cough, I'm sorry.
Soft cough, it's okay, no worries.
I'm sorry guys, but I'm whickling, as you would say in Swedish. So he went there because he wanted to reconciliate with some party members to went there and like make a small parade, like they did a small detour to go and do the whole parade in Dallas, just to show that, okay, like I'm your president. Like presidents they are very public figures, if not the most public figure, and they need to show this whole thing. And they literally told him, Dallas loves you so much, they came here to see you.
Yeah.
And literally like moments later, he was shot dead there. He went with his car, which was like huge and whatnot. But it was a convertible, which was a really bad choice, to be honest.
True, but you don't think like you're gonna get assassinated, you know?
Kala, it's true, obviously, but still, I mean, it's weird. So, long story short, on that day, on that parade, he was shot twice. And
I didn't know that, to be honest, twice.
Yes, and the gunshot wounds were brutal. Like one bullet went through 3 different parts of his body. Like the first bullet that hit him was from the back and went from his. They shot him like in his back.
Ναι.
Then it burst out of his torso, hit his arm, and then in his hip.
Oof.
So a single bullet went through 3 different parts of his body.
It was like a heavy assault rifle. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it was like a
yeah.
sniper rifle, not assault. It was a
Oof.
sniper rifle. So the first bullet hit him from the back and penetrated his chest, then his arm, then his hip. It went him like in this direction, like the bullet curved, let's say, but by hitting different organs and whatnot. And then the second one hit him like on the head, and you can see it on the video, like he literally exploded. Like it's
And
weird.
Tell them, for those who don't know, how like it was in a parade basically in
No,
broad
they-
daylight
they-
in a car.
There was like police in the front, people. He was like waving la 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 with his wife, and they just shot him. And like you can see photos like from his wife like running to in the beginning to assist him, then to protect yourself. Like it was super fucked up. So this is what happened. Now the conspiracy itself is that he was killed from the CIA.
Oh, because he was a radical.
Because they didn't like him and his ideas and what he was trying to do, and also on the fact that he wasn't handling the things the way that CIA wanted him to do. So generally, the theory proposes that the official government investigation, the Warren Commission, covered up the actual death of JFK. And the most common version of the theory claims that Lee Harvey Oswald, the man that was accused for murdering JFK, was not acting alone, and that he was part of a larger conspiracy with the government, organized crime, and whatnot, to actually assassinate the president.
Ella.
Not only that, they also say that there are more than, like, because this guy was killed like 2 days later when they found him, and theories say that there were more shooters than this one.
And also, how can one man pull off such a thing? Just think about it logically. Just the logistics, because those, if the president's going through an area, the Secret Service is gonna vet like all the buildings around it. I don't know if back in the day they did that. Now, for example, if a sitting president or former president
You
goes,
say back in the day, but Malaka, United States in 63 was probably more advanced than what is
Absolutely.
Greece in 23.
For Greece.
I mean, they had like FBI and CIA, like,
Leave Greece alone, Marios. We love Greece.
no, I don't.
Okay. So yeah, like the Secret Service would go now to the top of buildings and check if there's any, you know what I mean? So it really is a very mind-blowing thing. We now think of it as history, but if you think about it, that's like oof.
Yeah, and you don't have all of the details. So the whole thing behind the conspiracy is that, like, how this lone gunman on his own in a presidential parade that they were expecting to go there, like there were people surveilling, police and whatnot. So this single person find this perfect opportunity to go into an unprotected building and whatnot to kill the president of the United States. So they say that it was a carefully planned and executed plot with different individuals and organizations to kill JFK. So that's the main conspiracy. And I was listening to a podcast recently about
Inferior podcast.
of course, an inferior podcast
Claro.
that they were. I didn't finish it. That's the thing. Like, I'm gonna give you some information that I found out of my own. They just gave me an idea, you know,
No.
about the murderer, like Lee Harvey Oswald. But they said at some point, but I didn't finish it. Like some kind of proof that they were actually more than one. In any case, so the known killer of JFK was actually shot to death like 2 days later. Like, they caught him, they accused him because he was carrying a gun, and they were like, okay, it's you. And when they tried to move him to go to trial and shit, some gangster randomly shot him in front, like while the police and FBI was holding him, they just shot him dead. And then the others killed the killer, so it was covered up there.
What a coincidence.
No trial, nothing. 2 days later, you're the one that killed him, now you're dead.
I'm sure it's a coincidence. I'm sure.
So they have. That's, to me, it makes sense. Like, it looks. It.
It smells fishy.
Not smells. What is the worse than smell?
It reeks.
It reeks conspiracy.
Yeah.
And some conspiracies were true. MK Ultra from CIA, you know MK Ultra?
Yeah.
Like it was a conspiracy theory, but then it actually became true and whatnot. So I do think that, okay, conspiracies have a start, like where they cannot be fired without smoke. Like that's all I'm going to say, that there is some kind of cover up going on. So the whole thing of CIA's involvement in the killing is that they had this whole thing with JFK in Cuba, that he was pushing for the invasion so that they can take over.
You're talking about the missile crisis?
Missile crisis,
the 1960s.
Fidel Castro, like all of this. So, and he wanted to end the Cold War with Russia. They lost from Fidel Castro. CIA was super involved in Cuba, and pretty much the United States lost. So then CIA had like a really bad image about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason as to why conspiracy theories say that CIA was involved to kill JFK.
So they were giving these, let's say, strong arguments that he was a radical. He may be, we don't know, maybe behind the scenes he didn't believe the CIA was an efficient organization.
Let's say made a mistake or whatever.
Yeah, and then with his radical ideas, he wanted to end the Cold War. He wants to resolve the missile crisis in a way maybe the CIA didn't want them to. So they're like, you know what? Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao. Bella ciao. This is basically their argument.
Yes, because for Cold War,
That's a good argument.
JFK wanted to chill with the Russians and be like, okay, we beat you to the moon. I don't know. Okay, we're chill. We got this. But then they said that if you chill with Cold War, like what was the biggest weapon of United States during Cold War? CIA.
Yeah.
So if you stop Cold War, then you stop the funding and all of the excess money to CIA.
It always comes down to the dinero at the end, everything.
So that's the whole thing, that, okay, CIA doesn't want JFK to stop the whole thing because you make money and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, some fun facts about the killer, which is not like super, and just to close this, because, okay, this is what happened and what is the conspiracy part of the killing and CIA. Just a fun fact about the known murderer of JFK. The guy actually was obsessed with the Soviet Union. He literally like left the United States. He was in the army, he got disowned and shit, and then he went to Soviet Union as a tourist to study or whatever, and then he went to the US Embassy and renounced his United States.
Okay, he was a nut job.
Yeah. And so that he can stay in the Soviet Union. Then the Soviet Union was like, okay, you're gonna stay, and send him away somewhere to have a shit job, making shit money that he cannot spend because you couldn't do shit in the Soviet Union. And then he was like, actually, it's not that good. So then he went back to the United States Embassy, like, actually, changed my mind, I want to go back to the US. Then he went back to the US.
They took him back.
Yes, but then he also had this whole communist, back in the 60s, they said they didn't like the commies.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of the story behind him, that he was also like a very peculiar character, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, do you think it was an inside job, Joey?
For me, because it affects a real life person, I will say
It affected the real life person.
it affected the real. Still, like his family is alive. I want to say to the Kennedys, I think so. Yeah.
But there is like the curse of the Kennedys, so I think.
Correct. But you're so well versed and educated. Bravo.
I don't know exactly, but I know that this exists as a terminology. That
I will. Okay.
Different Kennedys.
Okay. Political correctness aside, I don't know. Again, I think probably, maybe, I don't know. It makes sense. I do have this long-lasting belief that all heads of states are a puppet of the back end of a government. I don't think any president for any country is the one who's making the decisions. They are the front man of everything that happens behind the scene. So maybe, as you said, perfectly said, he was a radical and he didn't want to be maybe manipulated. So they're like, this is not how it works, buddy. We're the ones who call the shot. You're the cute little face that goes to the public and says the message. So maybe he's like, no, and bada bim, bada boom, off with his life. So
in simple words, you say yes.
Probably. I will say probably.
I will say just on the sole fact that to kill someone is not easy. To kill a president for sure is not easy.
And an American president as well.
Of course. So only someone allows you. So I really think that there is some kind of conspiracy. I cannot tell you that, everything happened exactly as the conspiracy says. But it really seems far-fetched for a president to die or get shot on broad daylight and everything. So
I agree with you.
There is something fishy there. All I'm going to say, just to be politically correct.
Okay.
Anyway, maybe we should beep the joke I did before.
No, it's okay. Hola,
okay,
cara.
so we continue with death of public figures.
What a theme. We're on a roll here. All right. So, jumping from the beloved and legendary JFK, we're gonna head to...
the beloved and legendary Princess Diana.
Now we're going to hell, but I knew this before this podcast.
The Princess of Wales.
Yeah, the Princess of Wales. Should I do it with a British accent?
I mean...
Bloody hell.
It is appropriate in it, mate.
It is in. All right.
What is in it?
Ain't it true, I think. In it? Isn't it true?
In it, mate?
In it? Like, isn't it true?
A bottle of what?
So, can I have some portridge?
We are super retarded.
I know. Super DPNA. All right. So, inside joke for the airline industry, folks. DPNA, let's go.
Should do DP... No. I was about to say DPNA. I want to say do an airline episode next episode.
Oh, no, go. Plug it. You want to plug the next episode?
Plug,
like, give a promotion.
Plug the episode. Stop being weird.
Okay. Hard for me.
Maybe next episode we'll do with the guest and airline and whatnot. Some
foreshadowing.
Some sneak peek.
Ooh.
Anyway, let's proceed with the death.
All right. So, the beloved Princess Diana, a legend.
She was beloved.
She was really beloved.
She was like super good.
I'm gonna tell you something. So I'm not gonna give like a huge introduction to Princess Diana because, I'm pretty sure you've all heard of her. She was married into the royal family. She was really a beacon of light for a lot of people in the UK, but also around the world. What I really respect about her, for those who know me a little bit, I'm not a fan of royalty. I really don't care about...
but you watch The Crown.
I watch The Crown just to, when you hate watch. I really don't think in a modern common society people should be living off of tax dollar payers just because they were born into a royal family and they get palaces and castles and special treatment just because whatever, they were born into a royal family. I don't think, in my personal opinion, people like that have a place in a modern society. They should go get jobs, in my opinion. Anyway, this is not the topic. So, Princess Diana married into the royal family. So, from what we know, this is from accounts from people who were close to her and the royal family. There's a ton of documentaries and stories about her, all right? So, I'm not going to go into that. But the main topic here is the conspiracy theory around her death. So, as you know, she was really beloved. She did a lot of humanitarian work, charitable work with kids in Africa, with people with AIDS. There was like a legendary moment where AIDS in the 80s, I believe, was going crazy. And people were like, we're going to get sick if we touch somebody with AIDS. And she went and held a hand. That was a really big moment. And also, she went a lot to really poor countries, like in Africa. And she did a lot of work with African children. But the thing is, you can tell that it was authentic from her. Like, when she went to help kids, it wasn't like for a photo opportunity. In my opinion, anyway. I kind of like, yes, you want to say something.
Did she come to Greece and Lebanon?
Of course not.
But we were not poor.
I mean, why would she come to Greece? Greece is the wealth of the nations.
Like back in the 80s with Andrea Papandreou in Pasok.
Ναι, περίμενε λοιπόν.
We didn't need any money.
No.
We had all the money from Europe.
Anywho, so as you guys know...
When you speak about the royalty, you speak about Andrea Papandreou.
Claro.
Bravo.
Andrea Papandreou, the best. Only the best.
Our national father. Do you say that? Is that the thing?
The godfather of Greece, we can say.
The father of Greece, the good father.
He made Greece from his balls.
Exactly.
Yes. This episode could not get weirder, by the way.
True.
Anyway. So, she was a humanitarian. She apparently, according to reports, she was very much disliked by the royal family itself. She spoke the truth. She was very honest about her struggles with anorexia and bulimia and mental health issues. She was very much unhappy in her marriage. So basically, she had issues. We all do, to be honest. But hers obviously were very public. Who doesn't? I mean, we're perfect, but I'm talking people in general have issues. I can't relate. Signal me. Terribly signal me. I'm joking. Anyway, so she died in a horrible car crash. She was, the official story, she was in a car with a driver, a French driver, and the paparazzi was following her so intensely that it caused a crash, and unfortunately, she passed away, and the driver passed away.
Oh mon dieu.
Oh mon dieu. All right, so this is the official story, but what does the conspiracy say?
It sounds very plausible, like the way that you say it. I mean, okay, could happen.
Could happen. Could happen. Now, things to take into consideration.
Into conspiracy nation.
Oh my God, that vocab. What a cornucopia of vocabulary. So one of the most popular and enduring theories is that she was actually murdered by the royal family. So this...
I mean
yes. I mean, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, are we going to call it a chicken? I'm just saying. So yes, it's the most popular and enduring theory. So what happened? She divorced.
I feel like I should throw a disclaimer. Anything we say is our personal opinion and for comedic purposes only.
Absolutely, it is for. We didn't mention Mark Zuckerberg in this.
Mark.
Hello.
Marky
Mark.
We didn't say anything about you, so just hi. We love you.
We love you. How things have changed.
I'll send you a bugazza.
Bugazza with cream and cinnamon. It's the only way to eat a bugazza. Not with, I don't know, some people eat it with meat and whatever. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Who hurt you as a kid? Anyway.
Yeah, but there's no cream. It's just the layers of bugazza, like the dough, and then it has meat. It's very good.
It's not a bugazza.
Bugazza is it's not the cream. It's the...
A bugazza is the dough with the cream. It's a bugazza.
No, bugazza is the layers. That's what is called bugazza, that you then fill it with cheese, cream,
my
sausage.
Friend, my brother, I will disagree with you like full hearted.
Bugazza is Greek.
Correct.
And I'm telling you what it means.
Are you telling me I'm not Greek?
You're not.
I am.
Okay, what's the name of the best prime minister of Greece ever that made Greece what it is?
Papa John. So Princess Diana.
Suck dick, okay.
So the theory is the royal family killed her. First of all, she divorced. Second of all,
what?
She divorced from the family.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that. It's not a okay thing to do. Not in my house, under my roof, said the queen. Said Elizabeth. May she oh my God. May she rest in peace. So also Diana did a big taboo. What did she do? She was dating. Dramatic music. Somebody who's not a Catholic.
What?
Gasped with shock, lacking oxygen, nothing left to say. So
I think I'm fainting.
Oh no! Be careful! Don't hit your head. So she was actually dating very seriously Dodi Fayed, the son of a I think, a billionaire Egyptian businessman, and they didn't want for her to marry Dodi and have basically within the spectrum of the royal family a Muslim kid.
But she wasn't in the royal family anymore. I mean,
she was the face of the royal family at that time. You have to understand that before Princess Diana, the royal family was in a really bad. The public had a negative view. Okay. She came and she was a rock star, and there was a lot of jealousy from the queen, from even her husband, because her husband was never as popular as her. The thing is,
makes sense.
Obviously, she was. It's hard to describe. She was popular, like in the greatest sense. She was the biggest rock star in the world. Now, okay, a lot of time has passed. She's still in the public consciousness, but we don't realize the level of fame and popularity that she had. Something really unprecedented. Queen Lizzie, may she rest in peace, she never had that. Probably because...
You know who had that?
Papa John?
Andreas Papandreou.
I'm sure he did. All right, so that's one theory. That's the one that makes most sense to me. Also, another theory says that it's MI6. MI6 is the equivalent of the CIA for the UK.
How cool the name MI6.
If I had to be an agent, I would be an MI6 agent.
Like CIA sounds nice. Central. Actually, I prefer FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. CIA is like.
It doesn't have the cool factor of CIA.
CIA has like a Central Intelligence Agency.
Correct.
Which it's cool.
It is.
But MI6 has a fucking number, man. Like a MI6.
It's so deadly.
What does it mean?
Middle intern? I don't know. I have no idea.
Middle intern?
No. I just bullshit that one. Wait.
I couldn't tell, Habibi.
MI6.
Okay, let me think about
meaning.
it. It's gonna be. Don't tell me. Do you see?
I see it.
Okay, it's gonna be like.
It's badass, by the way. It's badass.
Okay, I is information.
What?
I is intelligence. I is
Correct.
intelligence.
Correct.
It would be. I would, since it's British, I would expect something like royal something.
Okay, fair.
But it's not. Okay, so intelligence. M. What is M for intelligence? Don't tell me. Mystic intelligence. What is it?
Military intelligence section 6. I love the section 6.
Okay, it's badass.
Cool as fuck.
Cool as fuck.
Bravo UK, proud of you. Did you know that when I was a kid, I wanted to be a spy?
Yes, you showed me your bucket list.
Yeah.
Be a competent spy.
Be a competent spy.
What you wrote.
I have the other day, very quickly, I was looking through my stuff.
This episode is gonna be an hour and 15 minutes.
It's terribly signal. I was looking through my stuff, organizing that kind of thing. I found my to-do list that I had when I was like 16. It's things that I wanted to achieve in life, and I can still remember to this day. I've always wanted to be a good spy. But like a competent spy, I thought it was cool, sexy, all of that. Maybe one day but now I like speak so much and speak my mind.
I think when Joy was a kid, one of his favorite things to do with his dad is that his dad would throw him like up in the air and grab him. But I think that they didn't have a very high ceiling in his house.
Piece of shit. Anyway,
we went out for Bugatsa the other day. Super cute. He showed us like those things that he wrote down as a teenager and what he wants to do, and he showed us this. When I grow older, to be a competent spy. It was super cute. I'm gonna say.
Maybe one of these days.
Yes, I mean, you never know.
I really want, by the way, I would still do it to this day, but I want like CIA, MI6,
Were
somebody.
you expecting the thing with the ceiling in the end or not?
No, it was like epic though.
It's very common for Greeks.
Okay.
But I was sure that you wouldn't know.
It's funny.
And you were like, okay, where is he gonna finish?
Yeah, because I never remember telling you a story about my dad throwing me up in the air. I'm like, where is this going?
Did he though?
No, I didn't.
Most likely he did, but I don't remember.
Most probably, but in Lebanon we don't have roofs, so you got it twisted.
Military intelligence
Section 6.
All I'm gonna say.
Amazing. So the MI6 was worried that Diana had very sensitive information about the royal family and that she was gonna divulge them to the public. So they're like, we can't have them.
She's gonna expose us and cancel us.
Exactly.
So we're gonna cancel it here first.
And according to the theory, they did. And the third one, which is my least favorite one, is that the Diana's driver, the Frenchman, because her chauffeur was French, was actually a secret agent for the French intelligence agency. I don't know what they're called, but
and the paparazzi could be from the Greek intelligence agency.
Of course, because Papa John sent them there. So yeah, they're saying basically this theory says that the driver was a spy, and the French government wanted her dead for whatever reason. So yeah, they killed her. All right. Again, no actual proof, solid proof that this happened, okay? Just to be completely fair. Now, do I believe Lizzie was so jealous of Diana because she had the love and admiration of the people that she so lusted for but could never achieve? Was the high of Diana such an insurmountable high that Lizzie said, "You know what, father bitch?" I'm gonna put it in place. For me, I say yes. I mean, again, I'm not here slandering and accusing people. If it's just my opinion, yes, Lizzie was jelly.
But
And
you know that Lizzie lived for like 100 years.
Nah.
She wasn't like you. It's not that you saw her and you were like, the cutest person exists.
or what charisma.
Yes. So I
Okay.
mean, and you know the whole thing with her grandkids and their wives and kids, like the whole drama with the that they didn't want to have like a black kid.
Meghan Markle. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. See, even now, like
Yes.
after all these years, there's
So
still
like
these...
back in the 80s, that there was nothing that of
Ella,
course
and
like it
a
makes
Muslim,
sense.
because keep in mind, of course, nothing wrong with that, but we're talking about British family, the face of Catholicism, British marrying a Muslim man, which obviously
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Nothing wrong with that, obviously, but to them, you have to imagine it through their eyes that no.
Andreas Papandreou wouldn't have an issue.
Papa John would not stand for this shit.
If you're gonna say it in English, it's Papa Andrew.
But I want to call him Papa John because there's
But when you need to say Papa John for me, you cannot say Papa John.
what do you mean? What?
My name Papagiannopoulos.
You're Papa something. Stop. You have to face your delusions, Habibi.
Fuck you.
Okay. Moving on.
This episode we went all out, man. Like,
Terribly signal me,
I
guys.
hope you're gonna we for sure enjoy it.
It was
Now we will get any I don't know emails saying cease and desist. Anyway, we're gonna say I hope you're gonna enjoy it.
Nah.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell.
To join the notification squad.
Yeah,
this
baby.
episode is sponsored by Skillshare.
Sir. One of these days, I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I swear.
Malaka, do it.
I should.
Anyway,
Tell us, Pado.
last conspiracy about today, and also we were not planning for this episode to be. It's gonna be like an hour and 15 minutes easy.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay,
Go
it
with
happened.
it. Go with it.
Listen, when you go to work and when you come back from work. Okay, so conspiracy theories surrounding 9/11. For 9/11, we'll know what happened. Actually, I remember when it happened. I was a kid. I was 6? And I remember I was in Corinth with my mom, and we were working outside. And I remember we went to eat something because I was hungry, because that happened like in the morning in the States. So for us it was like afternoon or something. So we went to get a souvlaki, and I remember I was watching the TV and I saw like the video and shit.
Can I say something here
Yes.
when you're done? No, finish
No,
first.
say.
I remember also specifically, it's weird because we're not American, but I still remember that moment to this day. I was just a kid and we were playing in front of our houses, and I remember
In front of your what?
houses? Huts, sorry.
Houses.
And the hoots in front of our houses. And we had one of our neighbor friends, his dad was in the States. He was nowhere near New York or anything like that. But we were kids, we had no idea. Everybody was saying, did you see what happened? It was huge, like monumental. For those of you born in the 2000s, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, maybe you're not going to have such a recollection. But I remember we're like, Summer.
Kala, you this happened in 2001, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was 10,
At the
11.
time you were like 40.
I was 10 or 11. I was 11. And I remember we were telling Samir, oh my God, this happened. Is your dad
I told
okay?
you, out of the camel, Jafar, come here.
So he
We
jumped.
just received the naul with a letter.
He jumped off the camel, dusted the sand from his shoulders, and then removed his turban and came to us and like, what? I'm like, yes, go to the telegram, because of course we didn't have phones in Lebanon. That was a joke. And I remember running to his house, and thank God nothing happened.
Up the dune, down the dune.
Up the dunes, he had to dodge a few scorpions, but it was okay. It all went out. Yeah, I just wanted to put my recollection here. Sorry.
Muy bien. So, what the story, if you want to believe the media, says is that 9/11 is a date.
Shit, Sherlock.
So it's the 11th of September, right? Because
Yes.
the United States like have it in reverse.
Yes.
So 11th of September 21, in a bright morning, in the World Trade Center, which were at the time the tallest buildings in the United States, which were Japanese made, by the way, like the architect was Japanese and people didn't actually like them. They were like the first tower was hit. I don't know if I'm not mistaken. It was like 19 in the morning, like randomly, and people didn't know. They just heard the bomb, and they were like random recordings of people just being outside in New York City and recording, and then they just saw something crashing on the tower. The thing is that in the beginning, it wasn't clear what happened. Like a lot of people didn't know what the fuck was going on, and you can see like from reporters saying that yes, okay, a jet plane crashed on the tower. We don't know if it's deliberate or accident because we really don't know. And then like an hour later, boom, another plane crashed on the other tower, and then they were like immediately, okay, we don't have any confirmation, but from what we can tell, something happened there deliberately.
I watched a documentary. It's really terrifying. Just to say, okay, all joking aside, it was terrifying. May all the people who passed away rest in peace. I saw a documentary and it shows like at the beginning, as you were saying, nobody knows what's happening. You can see people running into stores and that kind of. It's terrifying, guys. Okay, it's not a joke.
No, and people could just see like smoke, and they were like, okay, what the fuck?
And nobody, obviously, with good reason, thought, oh, somebody's doing this on purpose. But like, it's heartbreaking. Anyway, sorry. I just want to say.
True. So that's what happened. A bit of backstory is that on that day there were like 5 hijacked planes, because all of the planes that crashed, there are like 2 planes that crashed on the trade centers, the towers, one that crashed into Pentagon, one that crashed completely, and one more, I don't remember if it was like a failed hijacking and the people...
Because the people stopped it on the plane.
Yes, but this one, that they stopped it, they were killed. Like the plane crashed. The people did stop the hijacks.
They stopped the hijackers.
But they crashed. But I do think it was one more. I don't remember. So from the morning, there were some distress calls from cabin crew and whatnot to tower controls and whatnot for the hijacking. So they knew that something happened. So they ordered all the planes to like land and shit. But they were already on the air. So from the 5 ordered attacks, 3 made it. Like 2 on the tower, 1 on the Pentagon. Which people really focus on the World Trade Center towers, Tower 1 and 2. They don't mention Pentagon so often. So this is what happened. And officially, what came from the government, from their findings, because they checked who probably hijacked the plane based on the information that they had of a group of people that they came from the same country and they were spread out into the planes. They said that it was from Al-Qaeda, or if you want to say it correctly,
Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda. Was that correct?
Yes. Just very quickly, just maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they were all from the same country. Let me just check.
Al-Qaeda wasn't all from the same country.
No. It was different countries.
Yeah. That they had the same cause to promote like Islam and whatnot. But
exactly.
But I remember because I also
not through Islam. Just to be. I know you don't mean it. Just to be very clear. Of course, this is not what Islam stands for. Okay. Sorry.
Yes, and there is a whole thing that in the States, people that they were believed Islam. They try to show that this is not Islam. It's like the terrorist activities.
Yeah.
Just the same way that like the Christians do the Crusades. I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to get into a religious discussion right now.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying on what happened or what they said that they happened. So from the United States, they said that this is from Al-Qaeda because they want to attack the United States, which for me it seems so weird. The thing is that I get it why you would be angry in the States and whatever other country, but I really don't think that the United States is so naive and that they can just hijack their planes and crash them into, like we have like fighter jets. They don't have in the United States. To see a plane diverging from, they were going like the planes from Los Angeles to Chicago or something like that, like completely far away from New York. And then the plane like diverged to go to New York, and they didn't see a plane flying on its own. Like, anyway. So, now about the conspiracy theory, like the facts say that, okay, the plane were hijacked, it was a terrorist attack from Al-Qaeda to the Al-Qaeda to the United States. Now the conspiracy. That this was pre-orchestrated from the government, and that the media were lying about the whole event. Why the government wanted to do this was so that they can have the power to then say, we got attacked, now we're going to retaliate and invade Middle Eastern countries for oil. That's the main reason of the whole conspiracy theory as to why would they even do this. Now, the facts that are promoted for this conspiracy theory as to, okay, so first of all, okay, it's the government that is doing it. But what proof do you have? The first thing that a lot of people say is how the towers were demolished.
How they collapsed. Yeah,
how
I
they
remember
collapsed.
this as well, reading
because
about
you
this.
can see that they're falling down like paper towers, pretty much.
Yeah.
So the thing is that this whole, like, they were super tall, like they were skyscrapers.
Huge, yeah.
And they say like how the fuck did a plane crashing on the top of because in one tower it hit the middle. Yeah. In one tower it hit the top. Let's say it has 80 stories. Mm-hmm. It hit from 71 to 76. The other one hit like 50, 40, whatever. So one was in the middle, one was in the top. And they say how the fuck did it crash like this when it hit the top. So it's a controlled demolition first of all, and the fact that how does it even
basically
crash?
They were saying the theory says, the conspiracy said, the government put explosives because the way it fell is how you would usually demolish an old building.
I want to say that because when they first got in, because people were trapped inside, Kala, you have seen people jumping in to save their life from the fire, and they were jumping from 80 stories, man, like it was wild. And again, like it was super fucked up.
Yeah.
We're just gonna talk about the conspiracy and the fun aspect, let's say, of that event, but of course, super fucked up that happened.
Of course.
Anyway, so the demolition itself of how the towers collapsed, they say that it was from thermite bombs, actually. Because thermite is like burning the pillars that they were holding the structure were made from a specific metal that for it to melt, it needs like 1,500 degrees or whatever, which jet fuel doesn't reach that temperature. So this was the first thing that they said that, okay, it was demolished in a very weird way. Like, why would it crash like this? And then the other thing is that, okay, jet fuel doesn't have doesn't reach enough temperature to actually melt the iron pillars of the building. So they say that they had like bombs with thermite to actually bring down the building, because people heard loud bangs, and when the firefighters went in to save the first people before it collapsed, that they saw like broken glass and shit. When the plane crashed on the 80th floor, how did they have glass on the bottom? Also, the lack of debris generally in the area from the plane, like that you cannot find the plane. And for the Pentagon, they say that it was an actual plane because there's no footage showing a plane. And they say that it's a missile actually that hit the Pentagon, because there is the only video that there is shows you for a small frame, a steel frame, like a very pointy thing going. Let's say if you would see the nose of a fighter jet, that they're like super pointy. Yeah. This is what you see. Which commercial planes don't have pointy noses.
Yeah, they're round.
Exactly.
Like my nose.
Kinda, yes.
Sorry, very quickly. You know what a friend told me the other day? You have a very funny nose.
What the fuck? It's not your friend, actually.
That's true.
Say that.
That's true.
Your nose in ancient Greece would have been the pinnacle of beauty.
But nowadays... Anyway, sorry.
And one more thing that it was a very good fact, I'm going to say, that I saw in a documentary. Like a person collected dust from the air, and he did an analysis on the materials, and he saw a specific red substance that is included in explosives usually.
Ah, shit.
Yes. And it was used because like people wrote books and shit about this whole thing, and they wrote that as a fact that okay, we have proof, we have evidence of what happened, but then a lot of people said that it was contaminated evidence because literally you're talking about New York that could be a construction
right next door, basically.
yes, and with all of the destruction of the building that created air and shit. So in any case, those are the facts, if you would, for the conspiracy. I'm gonna give my take.
Can I just say very
Yes.
quickly? I remember. Oh no, did it go from my head? Oh, it was such a good point. No. When I'm talking just regarding the conspiracy. Regarding the conspiracy, you said something at the beginning that they used it as an excuse. I remember when the whole invasion of Iraq happened, when Operation Shock and Awe took place, the whole reason for the invasion was that Saddam Hussein had nuclear weapons, which
They
he
had
did not.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction or nuclear weapons.
And then they say, actually, we were wrong, but we're gonna stay here.
We're gonna stay here and take the oil. Regarding just this, I'm not talking regarding the validity of the conspiracy. So what's your hot take on it?
Okay, for the conspiracy, first of all, just as an engineer myself,
There you go.
for the controlled demolition of how the towers crashed, there is no other way for them to crash. I mean, it's not like toys that you just flip them over. Like when buildings are built, when you have especially like an 80-story building that if it crashes like a chair, it's gonna kill thousands of people. Buildings are created in the way that they are gonna demolish like this, obviously.
Yeah.
Like if shit hits the fan, okay, just don't kill other people. Apart from that, yes, it's true that jet fuel doesn't reach enough temperature to melt iron, but you have fire from jet fuel running from the first floor to the... Because, okay, yeah, it hit the 70th floor. Okay, jet fuel goes through elevator shafts and we're talking about commercial planes that are fully loaded with gas.
Yeah.
Like gallons of jet fuel.
Yeah.
And this would drip down through vents and elevator shafts and shit, so it would reach every floor, and you don't need it to melt. If you imagine how huge the building is and how heavy it is,
Yeah.
all you want is for these supportive pillars to become weaker.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, you don't have to like melt them into jewelry.
Yeah.
How they do it in 5 minutes craft.
Such from the mouth of an engineer.
You literally just need to make them weaker so they can start bending, and then the building will collapse on its own weight.
Yeah.
And then the first floor will be heavier to the next one, the next one, the next one, then every single floor will become heavier and heavier and heavier and will start breaking. So from an engineer's perspective on this, it really makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's a good point to say, okay, how the fuck did this happen when the plane crashed so randomly and la la la. I mean, it makes sense.
It's engineered to be this way. If
Yes.
there was a catastrophe, this is how the building would
Yes,
collapse.
it's not cartoons that, okay, it's the house will tilt over and like the tower will literally fall down. I mean, what the fuck? Obviously, when you build something like this,
It's of a huge scale and there's a lot of
you
planning.
need to make sure that this is not going to happen. Now, as we said about the whole, how you call it, the guy that vacuumed for
The debris is that
the
were
debris.
found.
I mean, as we said, it's not like clean evidence to be like, okay, yes, it was phosphorus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the rocket in the Pentagon,
I mean,
yes, from where are they going to shoot a rocket?
Malaka, exactly.
Now, so I don't believe in the conspiracy as a conspiracy that it was a cover-up and they exploded the buildings and whatnot. What I believe, though,
They use it as an excuse.
they use it as an excuse.
100%.
It's the same with COVID.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that some government created COVID so that they can control us and they made it in a lab and then they released it. It happened, and then they were like, we can use it in our
We can
advantage.
capitalize on this.
Exactly,
We can
that-
make money. Yeah.
Did they let it happen? Maybe. Because again, like, it wasn't in the 60s. It
Yeah.
was in 2000.
Yeah.
Like, radars existed. Safety and regulations for aviation existed. Were they more chill than they are today? For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So let's say it was easier to get hijacked than it is today.
Yeah. I
But
agree with that.
Malaka, when you have a plane diverging and they shut down communications, you know that something is up.
Wait.
Send a fighter jet.
Wait. For me, agree with you on almost everything. I think it wasn't in the consciousness now that something happens with the plane, right away they're going to send a fighter jet, because it's in the public consciousness that these things could happen. I think, in my opinion, again, completely respect yours, my opinion is it's not the first thought that would come to people's mind back then.
There are recordings from the tower control that they said that this is a hijacking situation. They said, is it a trial, is it a test? And like, no, it's a real life situation. They knew it. They had time that they knew that it was hijacked. They could have intercepted the plane. On that day, 30,000 people died in a single day.
Absolutely. And maybe they didn't think it was like a terrorist attack. Maybe, hijacked. It's cute. No, I don't mean it's cute. I mean, not that it's not serious. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I don't know what
Anyway, so I don't know if they left the plane crash or... Because again, it just seems weird to me, like in the States, in New York, that it's surveilled, that they just left the plane to crash there. Like they saw it coming into the city and doing anything. Okay, but again, I really don't know what was the aviation standards in 2001 compared to 2023. So let's say that up to this point, like it's true, it was Al-Qaeda, they hijacked the plane, they crashed. They did capitalize on it.
I think so too.
Because, okay, they went to Afghanistan first to retaliate.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. Okay, yes, they attacked you. I believe what you say is true. You went there to retaliate for your people because 3,000 people died in a single day. Okay, why the fuck do you go in Iraq?
100%.
And then you go to Iraq. And then you're like, your whole agenda to go to Iraq is that they have weapons of mass destruction.
But they knew I think they knew they didn't have it.
Me too. And then you invade. And then you find that there are no weapons of mass destruction. Why the fuck do you stay for another 20 years and you take the oil?
Absolutely.
So I do think that it was a very good chance for them to promote a different agenda. Same with COVID. That, okay, it happened. How do we capitalize and gain more power from the people? That's what I think.
For me, just to very briefly say...
But I really like the whole story about the conspiracy and the facts about it. Anyway.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's very interesting because it's a huge monumental moment in modern history, let's say. So it's
after your birth? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Without doubt, without hesitation. I think it wasn't planned by the government. I think it tragically happened. But I do think that the USA government used that to invade the Middle East and extract that precious dinosaur juice, which is oil.
Do you think after this podcast we're going to have CIA and FBI agents looking at their phones?
Just hire me. If that's happened, CIA, hire me. I don't want FBI, not you.
Pay us and we will never release this episode.
E-food. I'm talking to you.
The next, hello guys, episode 9. This is sponsored by FBI.
No. Episode 9. This is us from the penitentiary in FBI. They let us have a microphone.
Or we have the next season and we are Malaka season trailer. We're gonna be like a fake CIA torture video that we hold like.
Whatever. Perfect. I think it's already 1 minute, but I just want to mention a special shout out to the conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne and Paul McCartney are dead. We all know that they are, and right now doppelgangers are taking their place.
I love conspiracy theories.
You know,
like that Avril Lavigne died and she was replaced by her clone or something.
And this theory was so popular that actual Avril Lavigne had to address it and say, "I'm not dead." YouTube it.
Which is exactly what someone that is dead would say, you know?
Exactly. Like, imagine the doppelganger say, yes, she died and I'm in her place. It's obviously a clone.
Like, that's a good thing with conspiracies. Even if you call them out and... I mean, it's just more of the conspiracy, you know?
You're just putting fuel to the fire.
Exactly.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yes, Popo, an hour and 20 minutes. What the fuck?
Terribly signal me.
I hope you're gonna enjoy it as much as we do.
We had a lot of fun, to be honest.
We are gonna see the retention of this episode. Oops. In any case, that was for episode 8. Next one, we're gonna make it smaller, promise.
We are gonna try.
This one, or maybe we're not gonna have one next week because it's also Easter. And
no.
this is a double episode. Fuck you.
There you go. That's the vibe.
In any case, let us know in the Q&A. We're going to leave a Q&A about your opinion on the episode. And like last time, like favorite conspiracy of this episode.
We'll put up a poll for you guys.
So let us know on the poll what you prefer. So that's it for the day. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
And bye.
Bye.